Welcome, everyone. We are the Kennedys, and this is our, believe it or not, 80th consecutive Sunday streaming show. We started at the very beginning of the lockdown, and we have not missed a Sunday yet. We even brought you to our festival last week, which was our last outdoor show of the year, our first festival and our last festival of the year. And it was great to have you along. But it's also the week that we will hit our 700th different song that we've played so far. And we have really enjoyed learning new songs for you, songs that we knew but never knew how to play before, songs that we'd never heard of before that you've requested. And it says we sound good, so we know the mic's working. That's always a good way to start. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're on YouTube, there should be a little subscribe button down there somewhere, probably, or else it's below the video. And hit the like button, please. That helps us out. And if you're watching this after we've streamed it live, you won't be able to participate in the chat, but you can always leave a comment down below. So, how does this 700th contest work? The same way that our 100th contest and our 200th song contest worked. We bring out the drum. And it is filled with your requests. So what we're going to do is get right to it. Am I leaving anything out?
Nope. Get right to it. Right to the drum.
I'm so excited. So we're just going to pull your songs. Now, as of last week, we played our 698th song. So if my math is correct, the second song we pull will be our winner, and we'll have prizes we'll tell you about. Are you ready?
I'm ready. So we don't know what songs we're going to play.
We don't know. All right, I'm going to put this down and here, you read it. I'm too nervous.
Mm-hmm. And the winner is, the winner of the first song, Mark Smith.
Mark Smith has been he's been requesting songs for 18 months, and I don't know if we've ever played one of his songs. We're going to play this one for you. You are number 699, Mark Smith. Ready?
And it's a sing-along.
It's a sing-along. Ready? Do we tell them what it is, or do we just start playing it?
I don't think we need to introduce this one.
Ready?
This is a song that needs no introduction.
I'm just mad about Saffron. Saffron's mad about me. I'm just mad about Saffron. And she's just mad about me. Call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. I'm just mad about Fontaine. Fontaine's mad about me. I'm just mad about Fontaine. She's just mad about me. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. Born high, forever to fly. Wind velocity nil. Born high, forever to fly. If you want your cup, I will fill. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. Electrical banana. It's gonna be a sudden craze. Electrical banana is bound to be the very next great way to start. Number
Yeah.
699.
Now the big moment.
Oh, are you writing these down? Write them
Yes,
down in order.
I'm going to write them all down.
Okay, this is the big moment. Ready? I'm mixing up the drum. The sound of the drum can only mean one thing. We're about to pick the
Brian
700.
Williams.
Right. He's our winner. Ready? Okay,
Here we
can't
go.
look. Can't look. Pick a good one here.
Drum roll.
You look. I can't. I'm too nervous.
And the winner is the winner. This is a good one.
Oh yeah.
Mike Barker.
Mike
is our
Barker is
winner.
the winner. Yay, Mike. So, Mike, what you win, first you win because we're going to play your song. But you get to pick 3 of our CDs. We have so many CDs. Any 3 that you would like, you can have. And we'll send them to you. We'll autograph them if you want.
And what did Mike ask for?
I don't know. You put the slip away.
Oh, he asked for Nancy Griffith.
Oh, actually, this is a song that we used to play with Nancy. I remember playing with her. I remember playing this song with her one time when we were in Norway.
Yeah,
I think we played it at the Down on the Farm Festival,
because it's about Oslo.
and it was right on the border of Norway and Sweden. And Tom Russell wrote this song,
Yeah.
who's really big in Norway, and he's a buddy of ours. And I'm gonna throw my capo on, and it's a waltz. So get on up. And this is called St. Olav's Gate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Drinking black market vodka in the back of the Scotsman saloon. Then it's red meat and whiskey like a coyote drunk on the moon. Outside in Oslo, the buskers all sing the same tune. And it's a waltzing Matilda while the bagpipes play old Claire de Lune. Now she was a lady, she came down from Bergen, she said. Congratulations to our winner, and we will. You let us know which 3 of our CDs you would like, and we will send them to you. I also wanted to mention, since we just did the song that Nancy Griffith has played and has recorded, tonight there's going to be a very special gathering of the Blue Moon Orchestra, which we were members of. That's Nancy Griffith's band, and it's on a show called Americana Central Time Radio Show. It's out of Tennessee, and it's at 6 p.m. Central Time. It's a 2-hour show, 6 to 8, which is 7 to 9 our time, East Coast time. And you can do the math and figure out when it's airing in your area. But it's going to be all of us Blue Moon Orchestra people. We're going to be there. Pat McInerney, who's a drummer, Ron De La Vega, who played bass and cello when we were in the band, Lee Satterfield, we found her. She's going to be sharing some stories and songs. Leanne Etheridge, bass player, singer, and Chaz Williams. Also, James Hooker is going to be phoning in from Majorca, where he lives. And Brian Wood, Denise Frankie, Pat Elger is going to be, even Jim Rooney.
Jim Rooney, yeah.
The famous producer and the infamous road mangler, Phil Kaufman, is going to be there. So we're all going to be tuning in together. Some of them will be there live in person. We're going to phone our bid in, but we're going to be playing 2 songs and telling stories with our old friends, the Blue Moon Orchestra. And that is going to be, you can dial it up, even if you're not in Tennessee, on WKOM. In fact, I'm going to put this on the screen for you, if I can find it. WKOMradio.com. That's the Blue Moon Orchestra and Friends. Remember Nancy Griffith tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's going to be a one-of-a-kind gathering. Kind of our way to share our stories and have a sort of a memorial service, but share it with all of you.
Yeah, it's like a class reunion of the Blue Moon Orchestra.
Yeah. All right, well, everybody from here on to the end of the show is also a winner because we get to play your request. And we get to still pick out of the drum.
And now we start working towards song 800.
800. So who's going to be number 701? The envelope, please.
And Diane DeMott.
What does she ask for?
She asked for Anything by Jackson Browne.
That's easy. We can
Yeah.
do anything by Jackson Browne.
We love doing anything by Jackson Browne.
Well, we picked a song. Actually, Pete picked this one because it's very cool. This is a song that Jackson Browne wrote when he was 16 years old, if you can believe it. And a very wise song.
He must have been an old soul when he was born.
I think so. Ready?
Yeah. 3, 4. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do for you. And all the times I had a chance to. Well, I had a lover. It's so hard to risk another these days. These days. Now if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing so long. sit on cornerstones, count the time in quarter tones to 10. My friend, don't confront me with my failures. I've not forgotten them.
I think that may be the first Jackson Browne song we've done in the course of these
Yeah.
80 weeks. How can that be?
Which is kind of hard to believe.
That's really, really hard to.
Since
hard
we
to-
both, I remember you sang with Jackson Browne down in New Orleans.
I know.
And I played with him in New York at the Beacon Theater.
Yeah, we both did. Yeah.
And so it was a crime of omission that we haven't played any of his songs till right now.
Crime solved.
I remember going to see Joni Mitchell back around 1971 at Boston Music Hall, and this unknown guy came out and sang all by himself, no band or anything, and it was Jackson Browne, and right away you knew, you know. I knew the song These Days for years because Tom Rush had done it
Yeah.
on that great album, The Circle Game.
Before we move on, we want to remind you that this is our one gig, and as I mentioned, we did that one festival outdoor show last week. But our outdoor season is over. It's getting chill in the air, and so this is it for us. And we do so appreciate your tips if you're in the position to do so. Just think of it as a cost of admission if you can do it. And we gladly and gratefully accept tips to a couple different places. Venmo.com/the_Kennedys or PayPal.me/the_Kennedys music. And you can actually get all of there's other ways you can tip us through the U.S. mail or Zelle and that sort of stuff. You can get all that information on our website, kennedysmusic.com. Just look for the tip jar and you'll find us there. And we thank you. So, enough stalling. We're on to, what number is this? 702?
Yeah, let me write that
702.
down.
Oh, you're two behind. What was the second one we did? It was our winner. Oh, St. Olave's Gate was 2 these days. And this is number 702. Ready? All right. I'll open it since you're busy writing. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Now,
Dan Unger.
Dan Unger.
Dan Unger flooded our entry box with many, many requests, but we're going to do one of his.
Dan Unger, I think he cheated a little bit because he bribed us in a way that we really appreciate. It's the kind of bribery that we have no problem with. Dan sent us a postcard that says, "Pete, I hope this fits you because it's so fitting." And it's a t-shirt that says,
It's not hoarding.
"It's not hoarding if
If
it's
it's
guitars."
I have 2 guitars.
Perfect. But between us, we have, well, I mean, you need a lot of guitars.
Well,
to do
for
what
you as a lead guitar player, you've got it's like a palette of paints if you're a painter. Each guitar has a different sound and a different purpose.
Right.
Like you've got the sitar for the spooky stuff, you've got the 12-string for the jingle jangle, you got the telly for the twang, you got the acoustic 6-string for the folky, you've got the acoustic 12-string for the like a lead belly sound. I just have my big beautiful J200. Thank you, Andrea.
Yes.
And
Thank you, Andrea.
it's got the best sound ever. And I have a backup Gibson in case I break a string. But this guitar is so good, I never break strings. I should knock on wood because I'll probably break a string now. So
Dan Unger has made a few requests that are always great.
yes,
He's got great taste in music,
does.
like most of our viewers.
That's
like
right.
all of our viewers, I would say. And this one's no exception.
I'm going to put a capo on this one, I think.
I've been listening so much on Sirius Satellite to the Tom Petty station.
Oh, yeah.
The range of his songwriting, I mean, he's got the hit songs, but when you listen like for a number of hours, it's unbelievable how any type of American music, he was the master of writing.
I really got into Tom Petty in college because there's a couple girls, Michelle and Madeline, who are across the hall from me, and they love Tom Petty. Especially Michelle really loved Tom Petty, and every day after school they'd blast Tom Petty, and then they would blast they would blast, it was a B-52 Sons, and might have been Rock Lobster, and then they also blasted Shakedown Street by the Dead.
Oh, great.
Yeah, anyway, but just, big Tom Petty fan they were. Should I start while you're doing that?
No, I've only got 2 more strings.
Must play Tom Petty in tune.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, David Hinckus is right. The spirit of Emmylou is in this jumbo. I always wanted a J200, and I could never afford one.
The 2 most famous J200 players are Emmylou and Gene Autry.
Ah, yes.
Gene Autry invented it.
He invented it?
Yeah, he went to Gibson and told him what he wanted.
Wow, so we owe a lot to Gene Autry. Okay.
He wanted an L5, which is their top arch top.
Dan
with a
Unger
flat
says,
top.
hey, bribery worked. All right, let's play this thing.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out to sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. Go away somewhere all bright and new. I have seen no other who compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away from your trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free. What a beautiful, uplifting song that is. Love it. Thank you, Dan Unger, for that very cool request.
That's like
So many to get to.
he could do all those styles so great. That would be like a 60s folk song, but right after the Beatles had introduced a little bit of Baroque
Yeah.
harmony into their songwriting, and then people started doing just that little Baroque touch, that one little chord inversion.
Yeah.
there. It's just he was like the most musically intelligent songwriter. Anyway, on to the next
If
one.
I do this, I'm sure it's really loud in the microphone, so I'll only do it when you're not talking. Okay, next.
This is one
Ah, this
which
is-
we got to sing with the songwriter
Yes.
a couple of years ago, a
Yes.
few years ago.
and this is one that Jolie asked for out in Northern California.
Jolie Forth.
Yes. She said it's one of her favorites.
This is one of the most recorded songs, I think,
Yeah.
ever.
Ever. And we wish Jolie and Francisco health and safety. I know they're out there in wildfire territory, from wildflowers to wildfires. Yeah. So we're very happy to do your request.
So we got to sing this along with the rest of the cast on a John Lennon tribute in New York City a few years ago with Benny King, who wrote the song.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountain crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
Yeah. I see Funso over on Facebook says, "Great vocal, Pete." Yeah.
That song was based on a gospel song that Sam Cooke had written
Yeah.
back when he was doing his gospel thing.
Yes, indeed. All right. What number was that?
That was
703?
number 5.
703. Yes, 703. Okay. Comes another one. Ann Saunders like that too. She's clapping.
Oh, yeah.
What you got? Oh,
beautiful.
This song, hey, Dan
I
gets
told you he bribed
Dan
us.
gets a second one because he bribed us.
Because he sent a if you send a T-shirt, then you.
I did tell you that Dan stuffed the ballot box. But there was no limit to the number of requests you could do, so he may not be the only one. There may be others with more than one, but what are the odds, though?
Dan gets off the hook though because he didn't win the 800th,
He didn't, no.
so he's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so this song is one written by Dave Swarbrick, fiddle player for Fairport Convention. And I wish I had that picture. When I was a teenager, I was in a band. It was in Syracuse, New York, and it was a Fairport Convention Steel Eye Span cover band. We were not very popular because nobody in Syracuse, New York knew that material, not because it wasn't good, there was no outlet for it. There was no radio that played that stuff. But I worked in a used record store, and I got really into that whole British folk rock thing. And so I was in this band, and we played this song. And I remember my grandmother was still alive, Nan, and she asked me when I started playing in this band, and I was doing actual gigs, and she said, "Maura, you need some stage wear. I can make you a stage dress." And I said, "Well, we're doing this song called The White Dress." I should have dug that picture up, but she made me a white dress with fluffy sleeves and everything. And I have a picture of me playing the song The White Dress at the piano, wearing the white dress. That's probably way more information than you need to know about this song. But Sandy Denny did a great vocal on this with Fairport Convention. Ready?
Yeah,
It's another waltz, too. 2 waltzes in one show.
that's never
1,
happened.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Feel how the wind blows, December despair. Bring me around to tie up my hair. I'll be your bride pretty, but it's such a hard song to sing.
Is it hard?
Yeah, it's a hard song to sing.
Range and
it's
all that kind of stuff?
the range of it, and there's a lot of space in there. And Sandy Denny had such a wonderful way of filling those spaces with little ornamental stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of hard to. You don't want to imitate, but you also want to fill those spaces in a nice way, in a musical way.
Yeah, there aren't that many people that sing in that style.
Right,
You know,
it's
that
kind of a
combines that
Celtic thing.
old, yeah.
All right, who's next? Who's next? We want to remind you to visit our website when you can, because you can find out about Pete's new book, our records, any future live streams, any future gigs whenever they come our way, which is not often. Ready? This one
Yeah.
will be number 705. 705.
705.
Read it. And
Oh, great.
what?
Teresa Marsick
Oh,
asked for something from a Nancy album.
Well,
Nancy Griffith.
she actually technically didn't ask for this song, but I put it in there because when we mentioned that this was going to be an all request thing, she commented and she said that she was listening to Nancy Griffith stuff since Nancy passed away, and she heard this song. It's on the album Intersections that we co-wrote a
produced
lot
it.
of it and produced it.
Produced their album.
And when she heard this song, Teresa kind of broke down. And I'll have to admit, Teresa, that when we were rehearsing this song earlier in the week, I did the same thing. So we got that out of our system, so we'll be good now. Anyway, yeah, this is a song that Nancy. Can I have that slip again? Nancy recorded this on her Intersections album.
I don't know.
And it was written by a photographer named Mark Seliger, and he decided for one record he'd put together a band,
Yeah.
and he'd write songs, and he's as good a songwriter as he is a photographer.
Yeah. Great. He has a lot of photos in Rolling Stone
Yes.
over the years. A lot of music photos.
Anyway, this is a song, gotta steal myself, called Never Going Back for Teresa. I close my eyes sometimes. I close them in the sun. And I feel my winds are changing. My memories out of time. And I ain't never going back. I ain't never going back. I ain't never going back. And the lights go down on my street, and they go on in a line. These people who live here, these people, they are blind. And I ain't never going back, I ain't never going back, I ain't never going back. And I ain't never going back, I ain't never going back, I ain't never going back. Wait for tomorrow, I'll never find today. Help me light my candle, and I'll surely find my way. And I close my eyes sometimes. I close them in the sun. I feel my winds are changing. My memories out of ain't never going back. I ain't never going back. And I ain't never going back. I ain't never going back. I ain't never going back. Yeah. Got to appreciate what you have while you have it. That's the theme of that, I think. All right. What are we up to?
7:06.
Let's keep it rolling.
Sure.
Just keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. The hits just keep on coming.
Ooh.
Oh, beautiful traditional song.
Angie Hardy in England, Bath, England. I think it's Bath, right? Midlands. She actually wrote a comment earlier. Sometimes when you put a chat on the thing before the show airs, it's there and then it's gone. But I saw it before it disappeared. And she said, I would so love to hear you do the song which introduced me to American traditional songs when I was a kid at school. And the older girls sang it at a year-end concert in 1962. What a cool memory.
Yeah.
A very vivid memory for Angie. And so we're going to do this for her.
And a beautiful song.
And this is a song that's near to our hearts, especially to you as a Virginia boy.
Oh, yeah. Shenandoah Valley.
Yeah. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you. Away, rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. I think about we
Can't
talk
beat
about we've been talking this morning and yesterday about like wanting to travel, wanting to get out, and still feeling the need to stay close to home and be protected in the pandemic. There's all this strange conflicting information floating around now. Like on one hand, the news will show charts of the acceleration of the virus, but at the same time, there's commercials saying, "Come on our cruise ship," and it's confusing.
It's
Yeah,
time to
get
gather
up.
again.
And we don't feel that. We don't. We're kind of science people. I have my vaccine button, which I got with my latest order of Penzi spices. They sent me my
Penzeys, they're
vaccinate button. Follow the science. Okay, where are we? That's my little side thing.
707 coming up.
707. What we got?
It's from a homeboy of mine.
Yeah?
From Northern Virginia. Elliot Brenner.
Speaking of
He
Virginia,
grew up right in my neighborhood.
Elliot Brenner did?
Yeah.
What about-
And he asked for a song by John Sebastian.
Ah, nice. Did John Sebastian grow up in your neighborhood?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He grew up on Washington Square in Greenwich
We
Village.
sang with him too.
Yeah.
At Central Park. He's
Yeah.
a cool guy. Very nice. And we recorded with him
We've
too.
done a couple
even.
of things with John.
He's
yeah.
he's a very mellow, nice guy.
Yeah. This is a beautiful, beautiful song.
Ready?
Yeah. Come and talk of all the things we did today. Here and laugh about our funny little ways while we have a few minutes to breathe. And I know that it's time you must leave. But darling, be home soon. I couldn't bear to wait an extra minute if you dawdle. Oh, darling, be home soon. It's not just these few hours, but I've been waiting since I toddled for the great relief of having you to talk to. And now, a quarter of my life is almost past, and I think that I come to see myself at last. And I see that the time spent confused was the time that I spent without you. And I feel myself in the mood. But darling, be home soon. I couldn't bear to wait an extra minute if I dawdle. Oh, darling, be home soon. It's not just these few hours, but I've been waiting since I toddled for the great relief of having you to talk to. Darling, be home soon. I couldn't bear to wait an extra minute if you dawdle. Oh, darling, be home soon. It's not just these few hours, but I've been waiting since I toddled for the great relief of having you to talk to. Go and beat your crazy head against the sky. Try and see beyond the houses and your eyes. It's okay to shoot the moon. too.
I like doing that as a kind of an Everly Brothers harmony
Yeah.
thing.
My sister and I saw the Lovin' Spoonful, the original lineup at McDonough Gym at Georgetown University back in the 60s. And then years later, you know, when we did a session with John, and then we played at Central Park with John. In those situations, you're sort of in awe because I'm thinking this is the Lovin' Spoonful guy that we went to see when we were little kids. But you have to be cool about that, you know, because you're doing a gig and you got to play, and you know.
I went up and fangirled on him. I did. And he was so sweet. He was just very smiley. You know, he's a smiley guy.
He's just like you'd think from his "You didn't have to be," you know, his singing persona is what he's really like. I love it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got some more to do here. We're going to go over just because this is really fun. I think we might go over a little bit.
Sure. We're celebrating 700 songs.
And the more songs we do, the closer we are to 800.
Yeah, we're working towards 800 now.
Do you have any idea how much we practiced? That's the thing, is we practiced so many of these songs that we don't want them to just like be practiced and then go away. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we practiced all week long.
The repertoire.
We drove my
keeps growing.
sister and brother-in-law crazy with our rehearsing. Anyways, next.
Number 708 is.
Oh,
This is a very interesting one.
Beverly Barnes.
Did take a little bit of work.
Beverly Barnes is a relative new listener, I believe. I think I'm right about that.
In England?
In
Am I right
England.
about that?
And she had a very specific request. She wanted to hear the old country standard "Making Believe," but with Pete on the lap steel guitar,
Yeah.
which is a really great idea.
It's a song that Kitty Wells, I think, had the first hit with, and then Emmy Lou
Yeah.
did a beautiful version.
And we're going to do the Pete Kennedy
You know,
instrumental.
try doing it on the steel, although I had never done that before. But I'm going to give it a try anyway.
I'm going to tune up a little bit. I need to be in tune if you're playing the steel because
I've got the little
there's no fret.
steel thing that you play with.
It's always that B string. Always.
Instead of doing your fingers on a steel guitar, you use what would be your fretting hand. You hold up a bit of steel, a little steel bar.
Can you get it up there so they can see that thing? No, I mean the instrument itself.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
There it is.
And you just
In
slide
all
it up
its
and
glory.
down. Go sliding up and down.
You slide up and down and hopefully hit the right notes.
I'm going to try and keep my guitar neck out of the picture so people can see her.
The steel, because you can do a different kind of vibrato, it
Yeah.
has a very kind of vocal sound.
It does, yes.
So,
Nice. Ready?
yep.
That was
Yeah.
gorgeous. It did. It sounded like a voice.
Yeah, because you can do that vibrato.
And I love that. It makes me all,
They used to call it so-and-so and his weeping steel.
oh, the Weeping Steel.
Yeah.
Great choice, Beverly.
That's a good
Great,
one,
great
Beverly.
choice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Let's do a few more. All right. We got a lot in here.
Keep the
So
hits
many
going.
in here.
No, we got a drum full of requests.
All right, which one is this?
And number 709 is
Oh,
I love this song.
Roberta.
for Roberta Fisher. The first hit song by Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
And I think still his coolest song.
Oh, it's his greatest vocal, for sure. Great vocal.
And just such a cool country folk rock song with trombones, which we don't have today, but yeah, I loved the song when I was a kid. Melinda was mine till the time that I found her, holding Jim, loving him. Then Sue came along, loved me strong, that's what I thought. Me and Sue, that died too. Don't know how I will, but until I can find me a girl who'll stay home, play games behind me, I'll be what I am, solitary man, solitary man. I've had it here where love's a small world, part-time pain, paper rain. I know it's been done, having one girl who loves you, right or wrong, weak or strong. I know how I will, but until I can find me a girl who's staying home, play games behind me, I'll be what I am, solitary man. Don't know that I will, but until I can find me a girl who'll stay home, play games behind me, I'll be what I am, solitary man, solitary man. Let's send that out to Neil Diamond, even though we don't know him, because he is retired and dealing with Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And we know what that's like.
all about. Do you remember, though, early on in the pandemic, he put out a little fireside video and he was singing Sweet Caroline and he changed the words to hands, reaching hands, don't touch me.
I won't touch you.
I won't touch you.
Sweet Caroline.
See, he's still got a sense of humor, which is a great thing.
Yeah, we'll send that out to him out there in
All right,
Colorado.
we're at the top of the hour. We're gonna do one more, maybe one more. Did you put that on the list there? I shouldn't look. I look. I'm amazed at how many requests we have in this drum. It's incredible. Here we go. I haven't screwed up too bad yet today. I haven't made too many.
This is a good one. This would be a good close.
This should be a close. We'll make this the closer because we can't really top this one. This is a good song. I mean, they're all good songs, but we love Graham Parsons, and this is a real rocker.
Paul Rogers asked for this one.
Yes, right. Paul
This
Rogers.
one requires a Telecaster.
Yes. And turn it up because I'm going to be playing with a very loud strum and singing with a very
You got it.
very
Get it
loud
kinda
voice.
hard.
And before we do, we should mention once again, if you're not doing anything tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 to 9 Eastern Time, be sure and check in with the WKOMradio.com broadcast of the Blue Moon Orchestra, which we're members of, Remembering Nancy Griffith. It's going to be all the Blue Moon Orchestra members talking about Nancy, singing her
Singing
songs, and it's going to be very healing, and we're really looking forward to hearing all of our friends. That's that, and also be sure and check in on our website, kennedysmusic.com, where we will tell you the theme of next week's show, if I can remember. I think next week we're going to do all songs of 1960s Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
That'll
Salute
be
to
fun.
Greenwich Village.
Because
Yeah.
it's fall weather, you feel like in the fall, it's when the coffee house season really bubbles up.
In New York, I think the New York spirit is kind of starting to come back,
Yeah.
and so we want to encourage that all we can.
So for this final tune, we're going to send this one out to Phil Kaufman because we're going to be visiting with him today on that broadcast as well. The Road Mangler, and this is called Luxury Liner.
1, 2, 3.
Luxury liner, 40 tons of steel. No one in this whole wide world knows the way I feel. I've been a long lost soul for a long, long time. Yeah, I've been around. Everybody ought to know what's on my mind. You think I'm lonesome, so do I, so do I. Well, I'm the kind of girl who likes to make her living running round. And I don't need no stranger to tell me that my baby's let me down. You think I'm lonesome, so do I, so do I. Come on, Pete. Luxury liner, 40 tons of steel. If I don't find my baby now, I guess I never will. I've been a long lost soul for a long, long time. Yeah, I've been around. Everybody ought to know what's on my mind. You think I'm lonesome, so do I, so do I. Well, luxury liner, 40 tons of steel. No one in this whole wide world knows the way I feel. I've been a long lost soul for a long, long time. Yeah, I've been around. Everybody ought to know what's on my mind. Woo, coffee. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for your great requests. We learned so many, and I know that that's going to get us well on our way to the next.
On to 800.
On to 800. Are we at 700?
We did 700 today.
That's
But
just.
forget about 700 now. It's all about 800.
Okay, we're moving on.
Moving
We're
on.
moving on. Thank you all so much for. Hey.
Stay safe.
Vaccinate.
Yep.
Vaccinate. And mask up when really it's still, even if you're, well, some of our, I won't mention names, but some of our viewers who are vaccinated have gotten the COVID. So please keep this on. I keep thinking that this is the cure for the common cold,
Yeah.
and the flu and everything. So mask up, stay safe, keep each other safe, and we'll see you right back here next week, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Songs of Greenwich Village. Peace. Love ya. Bye.